Good afternoon. This is going to be from the Dallas Snow event. This is simply understanding values of working with others. There's a song that says, "Listen to money talk." This is simply a way to understand how to be more honest, more open in our dealings with one another. This simply says that demonstrating aspects of self-control means the following. If or when you're wrong, admit your mistake and explain why it happened. Confront behaviors and actions in others when they conflict with your beliefs. Be open about why it's a problem. Be positive about what else might be done in future business relationships to avoid confrontation, become a useful person or group or entity in building more positive financial company or personal responsibilities and relationships rather than trying to create symbols of aggression or a strange, unusual need for dominance in a field that is usually filled with people who are at the same level or better in areas that are different than yours, complementary areas of growth. Many times, regional industries understand that very well. Be consistent in acting in accordance with your personal principles and what ethical behavior is defined as. Recognize deeply held beliefs when people act consistently or inconsistently when a person or a group of people or an organization has conflicting emotions or ideas about a matter. Reliability and authenticity. And this one is a key. Do what you say as far as possible, so long as it's done in good faith and for the right reasons. Being clear is important, and attempting to not create a perception that what you do is overly expedient or lackadaisical or intentionally wrong. So there's a key that says to show the work, just like we would in a math problem. That means it's understood that we can show how we got there, and we can actually reach the right answer at many times. But the idea of valuing others and valuing working for others is being able to show you have a clear purpose and show the work that you took to get to that relationship success in a business fashion. So that's the first piece. When I study business, I realize a lot of it is built on the ability to have a conversation and a decision and move forward and understand the steps that got a group of people or a person in particular to a certain place or destination as they move forward throughout their career. I'm going to look at this concept that's called COGS, this cost of goods sold. This would be the mathematical calculation part, which is a key portion of business practice. It says COGS, cost of goods sold, are total costs of starting inventory plus the cost of purchases minus that of ending inventory, just as it was specified in certain identifications. The value of COGS differs when you use a different method. Under a specific identification, COGS is such and such number, whereas average cost is going to be a different number. And there's going to be this variation because average cost methods result in different unit costs than does specific identification. Under average cost, the actual amount paid for a particular unit sold is unknown. And it's also irrelevant to COGS, or cost of goods sold, because the average cost is used in place of the actual amount paid. So that's simply saying they're using an average as opposed to an actual amount paid. And this is to give us this small illustration. They're roughly the same number of units and so on. but these are used to show gross profit, and the result of subtracting COGS is what allows for total sales revenue. This balance sheet in a certain month would show inventory assets, and that's trying to identify um, what is really happening in an organization, where we're successful or where we can do better. And so that's the key here. So when we talk about business, and that's, I've said this before to all my students, that it is a marriage between the social sciences and the specific hard sciences of calculative science. So being able to add numbers and being able to understand that when we sell a product or service, it's just as important to care for those in our business circle as it is to be able to tell them how much money we spent or how much money we gained or how much money we're investing and so on. Not to perfection, but again, to show the work and to demonstrate that we do care and we do spend in a way that's as our clients or friends or selves intended by that work. So I ask God to bless every person out there who's working to support their family or to provide for others, and for every company that really is a structured orchestra of people working together to create a symphony of healthy markets for everyone to participate in. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه يا فوز المستغفرين. There's oceans of knowledge, and I'm just one person who's responding to a request from a lot of my students who did request that I continue to speak about these matters and to allow it to be sadaqah jariyah for them and for myself. Inshallah ta'ala, a ongoing idea of wanting to learn and loving to learn.